Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips, and this is maybe what you've been waiting for, or not, I don't know, but this is it. This is the submission vlog. I started vlogging for you guys back in August, and this is going to take us all the way through the book deal announcement. If you missed the book deal announcement video I posted a few days ago, I'll link that below, but spoiler alert, I got a book deal. I got a 2-book deal with Bantam Dell, which is an imprint under Penguin Random House. I am shocked, excited, flabbergasted, and I'm excited to share this video with you. I do want to say, to preface this, I feel like I did not have a normal or average sub experience. Most writers are on sub for months. It is not unusual to see writers who have been on sub for 6 months, 9 months, a year. I've seen books that finally sell after having been on sub for more than a year. So this went really fast. I feel really lucky that this was my experience, because it was not really painful at all, to be honest. But again, this was really not the normal way things tend to go. Also, real quick, in case you're unfamiliar with publishing lingo, going on sub or going on submission is when your literary agent takes your project, your book, and your agent pitches that project to editors, acquiring editors at publishing houses, in the hopes that they will buy the book. And so that's what my agent was doing for me, and she did a pretty bang up job of it, if I'm going to be honest. So let me throw you back in time to past Meredith, who was stuck in August of 2025, which she will tell you like 3 times in this opening clip. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's go ahead and get going. Enjoy. Hello. It's me, Meredith, from Monday, August 25th, 2025. I'm assuming that future Meredith has done some sort of little intro clip to this vlog, so we're just gonna jump right into things. I have no earthly idea when you will get to see this footage, but I promised you a submission vlog, and that is what I am delivering today. I wish this was the kind of thing I could share in real time like I was doing with the querying vlogs, but going on submission is almost like being in Fight Club. The first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. So I haven't been able to talk about submission, and that's annoying, but you're getting all the juicy details now, or I assume they'll be juicy in some way. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen. It's August 25th, 2025, and I have no clue where this is all going to end. But I wanted to get things kicked off here and share where we are in the process. So, I'm anticipating that you're going to see this vlog like 6 to 8 months, 12 months in the future. I have no idea. So just to briefly recap, I signed with my agent Alex Land at Madwoman Literary Agency back at the end of June. July, I worked on some very minor revisions, edits to the project, sent it back to her at the beginning of August. In August of 2025, I have been working on an outline for a new project, and my agent has been working on a sub list and a pitch letter for me. So this is sort of like one of the main parts of her job, is to pitch my project to editors at publishing houses. And typically what agents do is they go through rounds of submission, again, very similar to sort of the traditional batch querying method. You send out a handful, wait to hear responses. If you're getting a lot of the same kind of responses, your agent might have you pause submitting to new agents, do some revisions based on the feedback, and then go back out, just like you do with queries potentially. A few days ago, she sent me the list of agents, or not the list of agents. I keep saying agents. It's not agents anymore. We're sending it to editors. She sent me the list of editors that she is going to submit the project to in our first round of submission. It was a good mix, I think. I have no idea. I've never seen a sub list before. I have nothing to compare it to, but there was a mix of editors at Big 5 publishing houses, imprints of Big 5 publishing houses, and smaller presses. She emailed it to me, and in her email she was like, here's the sub list, like, let me know what you think. Do you have anyone else like that you would be interested in? I'm like, I've never heard of any of these people before. Am I dumb? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like a little behind because for the last 2 years, my entire focus has been agents and agencies. That's it. I know about agents. I know big agents. I know big agencies. I know new agents. I know agents that have been in the business for decades. I know who's recently moved to different agencies. I know the big romance agent. I know all of the agent stuff. But now, like, I have an agent. And so I feel like all of that information that's up here is, like, useless. Like, what do I do with it? I can't use it. It's not helping me anymore. And I don't know the information I feel like I maybe should know about editors. So anyway, I'm trusting her expertise completely in this area. I have, of course, looked them up, and I mean, they look good to me. It's just why I'm like, you're gonna send my project to these professional people. They're gonna read some portion of it. I'm just not going to think about it too much. Honestly, right now, man, at this moment, August of 2025, I feel just really excited, really lucky, honestly, to be in this position where my book is polished to the point that a literary agent is willing to send it to editors at publishing houses. I feel really just excited for the opportunity. This feels very much to me like when I was querying my first book, the first time I tried querying something. I was just excited. I knew that my chances of getting picked up by an agent were low, and I did indeed end up shelving that project because nobody was interested. And there was a part of me that was sad to shelve the project, of course. I'd worked really hard on it. It meant a lot to me. But it was such a good experience overall, and I was just grateful for the learning opportunity that it was. And I feel very similar right now going into submission. I feel grateful for the opportunity. I'm excited to learn how this works. I know, like, generally speaking and how it works. I've listened to other people talk about how it works, but I haven't experienced it myself. And so now I get to, and that's pretty exciting. I'm hoping this might be crazy, but I'm hoping that I can just maintain a cool and calm and collected self while we're on submission, and I hope I can learn from the experience. Obviously, I hope I get a book deal out of it, duh, but if I don't, I can be okay with that. I have another project that I'm just getting started on right now that I'm very excited about. In any case, we're not quite on submission yet. Tomorrow, my agent is going to send me my pitch letter. I'm so excited to see the pitch letter. I don't think I've ever read one before because that's not typically, I don't feel like that's something typically writers share. Maybe I've just missed them. I don't know. But the pitch letter is essentially like your query letter that you send to agents, but this is now the agent sending a letter pitching your project to the editors. And I know some agents write it like from scratch. Other agents will take your query letter and maybe tweak a few parts of it. I know some agents have just basically taken the entire query letter that you wrote and just used that essentially. If it was really well done, like why reinvent the wheel? Just use what's already there. So anyway, so some of it might be exactly, I have no idea. I have no idea how she's going to write it, but I also am really excited to see like how she pitches the story. When I was writing my query letter, it was me pitching my book to agents. But now I get to see how somebody else views my work and how they would pitch it, anyway. So I'm really excited to see that tomorrow. And then she's going to start sending it out next week after Labor Day. It's the Labor Day this year is Monday, September 1st. And she's, I assume, going to send it out starting on the 2nd. So that's crazy. It's pretty exciting though. As with querying, submission often takes months and months and months because editors are backlogged just like agents, and it takes them a long time to get to the projects in their inbox. So I am anticipating, again, you could get lucky and she could send my book to the exact right editor at the exact right time, and they might open the email very quickly and things could move super fast. That's not usual though. So I am anticipating a pretty long wait, months and months and months, and we'll just have to deal with it, I guess. That's it for this first little intro clip. Hello, it's me again. I don't remember if I told you, but I'm on submission. I feel like I meant to film a clip. I don't think I did. And today, I got my very first pass. My very first editor pass. You're like, Meredith, or is that good? That doesn't sound like a good thing. It's not a good thing. She was like, thanks, but no thanks. But it's the first one that I've gotten, and so I'm just like, they looked at it. This lady looked at it. This lady knows my name. Anyway, that's the little update. I'm not like happy to have gotten it, but at the same time this feels similar to when I got my very first like query rejections, where you're just like, oh my gosh, like I'm in it, I'm in the game, you know? So that's kind of what this feels like, where it's disappointing, obviously, but also it feels good to know she liked something about it. It wasn't a hard pass on like every possible element. So, win, lose, I guess. Anyway, that's the little update. I'll check in with you hopefully shortly. We'll see. Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. I feel so gross today. My allergies are out of control. I don't know why. Nothing has changed, but they're just like, I'm sneezing every 10 seconds. It feels like. So I'm like, I was not going to film anything today. And so of course today is the day I get this email. So half apologies if I sound weird or I'm just like, my nose is so red because of it. Anyway, none of that matters because I got an email from my agent and she was like, hey, look at this. Okay, so I'm just going to read it to you, and you can draw your own conclusions. This is a reply to the email she sent to an editor. I'd love to hop on a call to talk further with you and Meredith if you're both free sometime this week. I got this email 20 minutes ago. I've read it 10,000 times. I think she liked my book. She wants to talk. Now, okay, this could be a variety of things. It doesn't mean anything. Not like specific at this point. There's a process that a book goes through. So it goes to one editor first. Your agent sends it to one editor. That editor reads it, or at least peruses it, and decides what they want to do. Most will just be a pass, right? If that editor likes the book, I think always, maybe if it's a really small publisher, they wouldn't do this, but there's other editors at this publishing house, and the editor that liked the book will then send it to other editors to have them read it. It's called second reads, and give their feedback on it. I have so many questions because I believe if any of the other editors in that second reads group are like, I'm not feeling this one, I think it's dead at that point. I think it has to be unanimous. Maybe not. I'll find out. I'll ask questions. But you'd at least have to have quite a few of them like interested in the project. Then after that, it goes to acquisitions, which is where a team from the publishing house that includes more than just editors. I think it also includes like the marketing team and all that kind of stuff. It would go to acquisitions, and at that point they would decide, do we want to offer on this book? And if so, how much would we want to offer, right? So we don't know where my book is in that process. It might just be with that one editor and she read it and she liked it and she wants to talk to us. She might already have passed it on to other editors to read. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we hop on this call. Like it's just some work schedule thing. Okay. So anyway, that's the update. This is so exciting. And also, like, again, it really doesn't mean anything in terms, well, it does mean something. You know what? It does mean something, okay? She liked it, and that's very encouraging to me. It could still die at some point along the way, right? So this is not like, oh, she's got a 90% chance of getting an offer at this point. No, there's plenty of ways that the book can still just not make it. But yeah, that's the update. My agent was like, let's us get on a call first so we can have a little prep sesh, which will be great because there's a ton of information out there in terms of like agent calls, right? When you have the call with an agent, there's so many resources out there for like what kind of questions might be asked, what questions should you ask, like all that kind of stuff. But because not as many people get to this point, there are not as many resources out there for, okay, what would a call with an editor include? There are things, it's just not as much. And so I don't feel like I know all that much about like I have no idea. What will we talk about? No clue. I assume it would include like, if she has, and I would have to guess she has, revision kind of thoughts on it or whatever. I assume she would tell me about that. I assume she'll tell us, has she already sent it to other editors for them to review? Where is it in the process? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. I'm going to meet with my agent at some point later this week to do like a little prep chat. And then we'll schedule this call with this editor from a Big 5 imprint. You guys, what is I'm good. I'm like, it's fine. All right. So I gotta, that's it. I was at my day job, just working away. And then I got this email from my agent, and now my whole day is derailed because that's all I'm going to be thinking about. I'm supposed to be working on back orders. Nobody cares about back orders. I don't care if you get your pen, okay? It's fine. All right, so I'm going to try to focus on that and be excited, okay? This is fun. This is exciting. I feel like this is just another confidence booster, right? If nothing else, it's a confidence booster. Somebody at a publishing house read my book and really enjoyed it enough to want to talk to me. So good for me. All right, I'm gonna go.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, good. How are you? Hello, hi, it's me. I have a call with not one, but two editors. So let me catch you up a little bit. I had my little prep session with my agent. When was that? Oh my gosh, that was on Monday. Okay, Monday and Tuesday, my allergies were you saw the last clip. Out of control. They were awful. Tuesday was getting better, but I still was like really fuzzy headed. I'm good today, thank goodness. I'm so glad the meeting was scheduled for today and not yesterday because I was like, ugh. I'm so anxious right now. This should be a fun call, in all honesty. From everything my agent said, and then of course I trolled the internet like a goblin trying to find everybody's experience with editor calls that has ever been posted in the history of the internet. I looked at a bunch of stuff. Pub Tips has a bunch of good threads on that from the last, year or two. And for the most part, what it sounds like is these are just like vibe checks and just sort of like schmoozy get to know you calls. The editor has she's obviously read my book. She likes the book. This is like the agent call, right? The agent offer call. They already read your book. They already liked it. They kind of want to chat with you and see like, are you an absolute lunatic or are you actually like a chill human being? So hopefully it can be chill. Hopefully. And I saw other people who were saying like a lot of times the editor is trying to make their imprint look like, hey, this would be a great place for you as an author, like that kind of stuff. Talking about like their editorial style, like all that kind of thing. They'll probably ask me about, what am I working on right now? That kind of thing. How did you get your start as a writer? Like that kind of stuff. So I feel prepared. I feel ready. I'm still anxious beyond belief. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having this experience. I'm obviously hopeful that it'll go farther than just this one little meeting, but we'll see. And honestly, like I can't, I know I've said this before, but this feels so much like the first time I queried, where I was just like happy to be here. Did I get a rejection from somebody? Awesome. I'm so excited about that. Did I get a full request? Amazing. Like, I was just happy for whatever kind of experience that I could collect for myself. And I feel the same way about this. Obviously, I hope I get a book deal. Duh, like that's what we're here for. But also, if this book doesn't end up getting that, I'm okay with that. I feel like it got me the agent. We're on submission. I'm talking to editors at big 5 publishing houses. Like, hello. I've done so good. And so I can be happy with that level of success for this book and then try again with the next one. You know what I mean? And just sort of like build up to the point where I get a book deal. That said, if we would want to just skip all those steps and just give me the book deal now, that would be great. But anyway, I'm trying to just be like chill and remind myself like this is not some sort of life or death situation. We can just be cool and chat about books for a little while. That's what I'm going to try to do. 15 minutes to go. I'm all ready. Yeah, I'm just going to take this for the experience that it is. Hope it goes farther, but not be disappointed too much if it doesn't, right? Yes. Okay. It's also October 1st, so we get to light the pumpkin spice candle for the first time. I'm going to do that for the call. So, wish me luck. I'm done with that call. It was a really good call. The editorial assistant on the call and the editorial director on the call had both read the book. They knew so much about the book. Like, the notes she gave me, the editorial notes that we talked about, were super detailed. Like, she hadn't just glossed through this. She knew what she was talking about. I felt like she knew the book pretty much as well as I do, which is saying something. And at one point toward the beginning, the editorial director on the call was like, I love historicals. I've loved them forever. She said that I was like, don't cry on the call, Meredith. She said this was the best historical she'd read in ages. That means a lot. So I'm really excited that they loved the book. I'm really excited that it sounds like I have 2 people who are going to fight for the book wherever it is in the process. We didn't talk about that. That's not like, it's like secret or something with these publishers. They don't want to tell you exactly where the book is in the process. So I don't know if other people at the imprint have read it yet. I don't know if they're ready to take it to acquisitions. I have no clue. We don't know, when we'll hear back from them. If it'll be a few days, if it'll be 2 weeks, if it'll be 2 months. Like, I just don't know. I don't think it's typically like quite that long. But anyway, really good. Really, really good. They sound like they'd be so fun to work with. They did not ask. I was surprised about this. They didn't ask anything about, do you have sequel in mind? What are you working on now? We didn't get into any of that. So I was fine, like, not having to talk about that and like pitch them a new project. So that was good. But yeah, really encouraging. Again, if nothing else, this was so wildly encouraging. Wow. I did use my little voice memo thing on my phone to record it, just to record the audio. So I'm going to go back and listen to portions of it just to re-listen to it and see how dumb I sounded in my answers. And how, no, not really. I think I did okay in my answers to different things. Yeah, I'm happy with how I think it went. So cross your fingers that we hear something back soon. Honestly, oh, and this is another thing. Like, again, I want to hear positive news back, but I just want to hear something. I would so much rather just get I'm so sorry, we're not going to be able to do anything with this in like a week, instead of like languishing in this like state for a month or more waiting to hear like what's going on. So hopefully we'll hear something soon. We shall see, but I will update you when I have more. Hello, it's me, 2 days post editorial meeting, and we heard back from the editor that we talked with. She said that we should expect to hear something from them by, quote, next week. I am so eternally grateful for that update, because I have been trolling the internet trying to see what has other people's experience been like, and it ranges from we heard back literally the next day to we heard back in 2 months. And I was like, I'm gonna crawl out of my skin if I have to wait 2 months to hear back on this. But next week is totally acceptable. It's Thursday, so I have less than a week to wait, which is great. Or maybe, a week and a day, whatever. That's really good. If it's a book deal, I am going to be sent into the stratosphere. I don't know. If it's not, if they say, so sorry, we're not able to offer, I'm okay with that. I feel like I've gotten so far. I love that I've had this experience, and I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to be in this position and hopeful. We shall see. I will tell you when I know more. Hello. I got 2 passes this morning. One was fairly generic, like nothing. It was just like thanks but no thanks, essentially. And then the other one was pretty lengthy and very detailed. She had a lot of really lovely things to say, which was nice. Ultimately passing because she didn't think it was going to stand out in the market. There was one thing I wish I could ask her for more details. She mentioned a certain aspect of the plot, and she was like, ooh, this didn't like work for me. I forget how she phrased it. But I was just like, okay, I mean, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. What are you going to do? But the way she phrased it, I was like, wait, I'm not sure like what exactly. She just had an extra note in here that was, I wanted like more detail, but that's okay. Anyway, she she wrote a nice little email. So a lot of really nice compliments about my writing style and some of the other aspects of the plot and characters and stuff, but ultimately a pass. Haven't heard anything back from the editors that we actually had a call with. That is we're supposed to hear something this week, but I mean, okay, in my head, to me, that means we're going to tell you yes or no this week. We're going to either give you a book deal or we're going to say, so sorry, we're having to pass. But I want to try to be realistic, because I know editors have to do a lot when they take a book to acquisitions or when they push it down the line in some fashion. They do a lot of like, oh my gosh, just a lot of stuff. It's not just like, oh, we want to make an offer. Here's the offer. There's more that goes into it beyond just the editor deciding stuff or whatever. They have to consult with a lot of other people. Anyway, I've also heard in a lot of cases, editors are like, they're ready to go. They're ready to do stuff, but some other member of the team is sick and they can't do anything until this person is back in the office, or somebody's out on vacation, or there's some other thing that comes up, or there's another urgent matter that happens and they have to bump it to the next week, So I wouldn't be like completely shocked to get an email later this week that was like, so sorry, something else came up. We're still working on it. Like, we'll get back to you next week. You're right. So I don't want to get myself into the headspace of we are 100% going to hear something, yes or no, this week. I'm also wondering if, again, like we don't really know where it is in process. So hearing something this week could just mean they'll tell us, okay, we're going to take it to acquisitions next week or something like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's other things that this could mean other than simply a yes or no, a final yes or no. So I'm just trying to be chill. It's not going great, but I'm also not trying to get my hopes up that it's a yes, because there's so many other people. There was actually I'll see if I can find it again and link it for you because it was really interesting. It was a Substack article, blog post. What are we calling those? I don't even know. There was a Substack thingy that was written by an editor at a Big Five who was like, here's everything that goes into acquisitions and all the stuff that has to happen. And it was really interesting, but there were so many points where she was like, the editor who originally found the book and is interested in the book could really love it, and it can still fail at acquisitions if like this person doesn't sign off on it and this person doesn't sign off on it and these people don't sign off. So there's very much not any kind of guarantee at this stage. And I'm trying really hard not to get my hopes up, but it would be, my hopes are up. To be honest, I feel like the two editors we talked with were really nice. They had a lot of really fun things to say about the book, and it would be great to work with them, but we'll see. We'll see. That's the update for the moment. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. What was it? I don't remember. I'm trying to keep my head on straight. And I'm trying also, I don't know when you're ever going to see this vlog, right? So just for context, I'm trying to finish writing the first draft of my new project. I should finish it within a week. And so I'm really pushing to like get it done, because I don't want something to happen with the book that's on submission in terms of like, it gets picked up or it's offered a book deal and we're doing like other stuff. I don't know like the process there, but I'd really like to have this first draft finished before I potentially have to go back and work on Rogue's Guide again with more revisions or whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm pushing to do this week. Cross your fingers I won't be derailed. Although honestly, if I'm derailed because there's a book deal for me, I'm not going to be too mad about it. But I do want to finish this. I think my nightmare is I get like 75% through with this draft and then I'm interrupted and I have to put it aside for months. And then you come back and you have to write the last like quarter of your first draft. That sounds horrible. So I really want to finish this first draft before anything crazy happens. If anything crazy happens. Nothing crazy could happen. That's it for this little update. I'll check in with you later. Still Monday. My agent just texted me, "Do you have time for a quick call?" Hello. Oh my gosh.
So you will have a book. Congratulations.
Okay. Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm just freaking out. Wow. I can't believe how fast this happened. I was like, oh, I'm going to be on sub for like 6 months, 9 months, a year. It's been a month. I have an offer in my book. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm going to need to process for like probably the rest of my life, but I'll try to move faster. Bye. I have a book deal. I have a book deal with a Big Five imprint. I'm gonna need to do I'm just supposed to go back to my work? What the? I have a book deal. She's waiting on like, oh my gosh. Okay. So the editor we talked with, I don't know what's happening right now. What the hell? The editor we talked with called my agent and told her verbally over the phone, we're gonna send you an offer. So my agent is waiting to get that official offer like in writing, which will have all the details about everything. As soon as she gets that, she'll forward it to me so I can look at it. It is a 2-book deal. It's a 2-book deal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have a 2-book deal. They're gonna publish my book. So the other thing, oh my gosh. Okay, so the other thing that she's gonna do now that we have an official offer. Oh, okay. I'm like shaking. Oh, okay. No, the other thing she's gonna do for me is my agent is going to email back the other editors who have my book and haven't yet replied, and she's going to say, okay, we actually have an offer now. She said, if anyone else is interested, you better move fast, essentially. If anyone else was interested, which would be kind of insane. Then if you have like multiple offers on the table, then obviously it goes to auction or whatever. It does not need to do that, okay? It doesn't need to do that. But I'm just saying, like, if other people were interested, then that's what would happen next. I'm shocked I have one offer. If I get more than one offer, I'm gonna just like have to roll off the face of the earth. I don't understand what's happening. Oh my gosh. I'm shaking. What do I do? What do I do? I'm just sitting here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I just filmed that last clip about the passes and about we're maybe here this week. I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, it's literally like an hour after I filmed that. Maybe not even that long. I don't know what time it was when I filmed that. It was literally like an hour though. I'm so glad I didn't have to wait until like Friday afternoon, because I know me, and if I had to wait all week, my anxiety would have just like skyrocketed. I'm gonna have my book published. I gotta finish drafting this other book. I better get to work. Oh, also, she said, the other thing, I'm trying to like remember all the things she said on this like 3-minute phone call. The other thing she said is that this particular imprint doesn't yet have any historical romance novels on their list, so I would be like the first one. And that's pretty exciting. I love that. That's just like a cool, I don't know what that does, but that's just pretty cool. I guess, what do I do? What am I supposed to do right now? Go back over there and delete emails that I don't want to look at? I, of course, look a disaster. It's fine. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how fast this went. It's October 6th. I went on submission September 2nd. It's been a month. I was 100% like locked into the idea that this was going to take forever, like 6-9, like I said on the call, 6-9 months, whatever, you know, like some huge length of time. It was a month. And I also want to say, the other thing that was interesting about how this all worked out, my agent had originally sent the submission stuff to a different editor at this imprint, and that editor passed the submission to the editor I talked to. And she said, hey, this looks like it might be a better fit for this other person. And so that's how it ended up in the hands of this editor, who then is the one who actually offered. I'm still like shaking. This doesn't seem real, first of all. It does not seem real. Maybe once I read the offer information, it'll seem real. It probably will not, but I definitely have, this is the same kind of emotion that happened. Not exactly the same. This is a little different, but when I was accepted into the Smooch Pit program a year ago, almost exactly. It's October. Okay. Almost exactly a year ago. My first like reaction to finding out I'd made it in was excitement and like shock. But then there was this huge surge of like, oh my gosh, like maybe I should just back out. I don't know if I can do this. And I had that like surge of like, oh my gosh, no, wait, they think I'm like a professional author or something and I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just flubbing my way through all of this. I need to back out. It's fine. It's fine. I can do this. But like that imposter syndrome is, whew, okay, that's a rush. I can definitely do this. I have a book offer, a book deal offer, an offer on my book, on 2 books, she said. She said 2 books. Now, the interesting thing here is I don't know, like, how, you know, what do they want for book 2? Do they want book 2 in this series? I don't know. Or are they going to want something different? I have no idea. I can't believe I have a 2-book deal. 2-book deal. All right. I'm just going to cut this off. I just kind of want to sit with this for a little bit. Let me just sit with this and try to make sense of it. Hello, it's Wednesday, October 29th. Look at what just showed up on Publishers Marketplace. I got me a book announcement. Look at her. Oh my goodness. Not me having refreshed Publishers Marketplace every like 30 seconds since Monday to see when it would show up. Look at it! It's just there. It's right there. It's official. It's announced. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, it feels very real right now. Classic me, always looking a mess when it's a big news day. Big news. Meredith looks like a disaster. Listen, okay, hold on a second. I've been waiting for it to go live. It's live. It's right there. It's just sitting there. It's on the internet. This information is available to anyone who wants to pay for it technically because it's behind a paywall. But anyway, it's official. The deal is done. It's listed. Oh my gosh. It's up. I get to announce it now. Oh my gosh, I have some editing to do. I have like a reel for Instagram ready to go. I just have to like do the screenshot and, you know, put it in there. And then I need to put it in the announcement video. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go. It's official. It's live. It looks very pretty. So on Thursday, October 30th, I got to post publicly the announcement on Instagram and here on YouTube. And I truly was overwhelmed and so grateful for all of the excitement, all of the congratulations, all of the can't wait to read it comments and everything. I am so excited. I'm so thrilled. I'm so grateful. This feels like it feels like a dream. Right? And I'm almost like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what's the catch here? So far, there has not been a catch. So I'm very pleased. I'm very excited with everything so far. And I truly can't wait to take you along with me on all of the rest of the things to come. I'm filming this little outro clip on Monday the 3rd. And at present, I am anticipating getting an edit letter here in fairly shortly. So I'm very excited about that. And then we'll be diving back into some revisions on A Rogue's Guide to Winning a Wife. I feel very ready. So I've had a very long break from writing, honestly, just kind of in general over the last couple weeks. I finished the first draft of Widows of West Haven back on October 13th. It's almost a month later. I mean, well, 3 weeks, whatever. It's several weeks later. I haven't really done any meaningful writing since then. And I haven't looked at Rogue's Guide at all in months. So I feel very ready. I feel very rested and like, you know, just sort of ready to go with a writing project again. So the next vlog should hopefully be getting the edit letter, reviewing it, making plans, getting started. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. I'll share what I can when I can. If you have any questions, if there's something about this vlog that you didn't understand or that you have further questions about, let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those either in like a dedicated Q&A video if we want to do one of those, or just as like a little segment in an upcoming vlog of some sort, you know. Let me know if you have questions and I will answer them if I can. But for now, that is the end of this submission vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!